Gods of Medicine PlayStation and Medic Maniac YouTube. So my Season 8 of my Master League playthrough for my YouTube channel has come to an end. All the stats are up, all the end season goal scorers, etc, etc. I haven't started Season 9 just yet, and I've been through a bit where I've output quite a few videos to do with Drive Club and to do with PES. The Drive Club videos do require a lot of effort because obviously I have to, try and get a good perfect run, or as perfect as I can get anyway. A good run and stuff in the varying weather conditions. So I've put a lot of effort and time into the videos. The PES videos followed the same format as I trialled this season before with the goals, but I just tried to put one or two bits of different, action, a save here and there, things like that. So Season 9 will be on its way. I haven't started it yet, but it is definitely something that I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it because number one, I want to and I enjoy it. So that is the prime reason. The other reasons to do it are eFootball does not have Master League as far as I'm aware, and PES 2021 for me is the best version of PES on PlayStation. So I'm just going to continue that because I haven't won the Champions League yet with my team, and we are not the number one club. I think I spoke a while ago, about doing a Superstar playthrough, and I genuinely find starting with the default Master League squad, which I would be, really challenging on Superstar in PES. The thing about that is, when I start a new playthrough, it will take into account all my editing, so I've got to finish off my editing first. In fact, I can show you some stuff. So let's go and show you what I've been up to in my editor. Because the thing about having PES is you do get the editor. So do we have licenses? Obviously not, unless you download the option files. If you can do that from good reliable sources, places like PES World or whatever, but other than that, if you're like me and you can't do that and you're stuck with your base edition, you have an editor and you have your imagination. So you can make whatever, and configure things within the parameters of how PES works. You can configure things and edit players and teams and things like that to your liking for whatever. And if you don't like it, if it's not working out, you can always reset it to default, and try something different. The editor is yours to play with, and if you have PES 2021, you can play with it to your heart's content, and that's kind of where I'm at, is that it was the last iteration of PES with the Master League. It's got an editor, so I'm just going to have fun with this. Right, so if I go to Players, and I go Edit Player, and I go all the way down to Other. And here are the youth players for Europe. So when I pick a European league and I start my Master League, in my youth players I will have the default youth players. Now some of the youth players have a bit rubbish balance and things like that. So let's just get it all orderly here. So what I did was, I didn't go totally crazy with the editor, but I took the base stats of the players and I tweaked one or two things. So, for example, let's start with the goalkeepers. Let's go goalkeepers. Obviously, the higher the overall rating, the more wages they will take. So if you start off, like I start off with the default squad, you're not going to get a lot of money to play with. So you're not going to be able to sign a boatload of youth players. But you can loan them out, as I've shown you in my playthrough, and therefore you can get some cash for them when they're loaned out. So that's an option. But I tried to keep kind of the parameters of, their stats, how they are, and just tweak. And obviously what you're going to find is the more you tweak the numbers up in key areas for their positions, the more the overall rating's going to go up. So you've got to kind of, be a bit sensible as to how you see it and how you want it. And obviously, as I flick down them, you'll see some physical changes to their hairstyles, maybe to their facial features. And I went through the whole sort of, kit, how their kit style, their boots. I went through the whole animations and kicking because I can, And like I say, it's PES 2021, the last iteration of PES with a Master League. And so here I've put one or two skills in for one or two players, and you can, in your head, how you create things, you can create your own little universe. So this player's really, got a lot of potential, or this one's, a hard worker, or whatever it is. And you can create that and keep tabs on their career all the way through, because PES is all about using your imagination, in my opinion, with the editor, and that's what makes it special. And this is why consistently over the years I've always said, if Konami can't compete with licenses with EA, then don't, right? Because if you've got an editor and you've got a community, your community with your editor, if they can share things, they will build your football world, right? All you have to do is make your base game, and if you do it on a 3-year cycle and update that, that'll give you time to make the significant improvements and the feedback from your community, and you can have a really good process of collecting feedback and then having the time to implement that in the next version without spending all this stuff on licenses, because you have a robust and complete editor. If you then did editing so that you can build league structures instead of having like just a 2-league tier when you start, so just using the example for England because I'm in England, if you could attach leagues to that, so you could have a 4-league tier system, your community would build teams, they would build kits, they would muck in because they would be like kids in a sandpit, we've got this to play with. That's the way that I feel. That's the business model that I would have been looking at if I was Konami, because there's nothing else out there that I'm seeing that plays like PES 2021 does, and it has its issues. It does have its issues with the scripting and everything else, but there's nothing out there that plays like it even today. Nothing. But anyway, I'm not in charge of Konami. I don't do that. But all I'm saying to you as players, if you've got PES 2021 and you want to play your Master League, and obviously eFootball doesn't have it, the editor will keep you going. You probably will get tired of the way that the AI plays, because I do, right? But the editor will keep you going. I've done other things. I've done lots of other things. So the PEU League, for example, this is insane what I've done. It is insane. I wanted to go there. Look at all these stars for all these teams. And I went and I gave each player personality and everything else. Right, I did. So this is just insane league, and I did plan on doing like a playthrough of these. My team that I did was Ridge County, so yeah, that was my thing from my playthroughs on PS4 anyway. And Ridge County had a lot of right backs, and as you can see from that, they don't. So what I tried to do is with these teams is I tried to go with their original kind of their out of the box setup for their formations, and I just like edited the players to fit their formations and changed some positions and everything else. So they've got basically 2 players for each position type thing. And I left them with the style of theirs, and I just changed the one that I would be using. But I've also started work on this one, which is the PES Latin America League, and I haven't finished this one off yet, but I started work on it, and I figured this league wouldn't be quite as the players wouldn't be quite as superstar like as they are in the PEU league, and then I'll have another league to do. So it's a lot of work, but if you like PES, you can do that. So yeah. So anyway, basically what I'm saying is, if I start another Master League on Superstar, all them changes to all them players will come into effect in that playthrough, whereas at the moment in the playthrough that I'm doing, they're not there. I have created some players as well, and I've created a kind of a variety of player kind of abilities. So if I go to my created players, I need to go to edit player. Sorry, I'm just having a brain freeze at the minute. So created players, and if I go to positional, so I did create some. This is Melikov's son. He kind of looks a bit weird, but yeah, Melikov's son, and yeah, I just made up names and made up players and made up kind of OPRs and how I wanted them to be. I'm not sure if I'm going to assign them to any clubs at the moment. I think that might be a good thing to do, but to kind of get them more into the PES kind of players and that. But that's another thing that you can do, because obviously we know that PES does the whole regen thing. So if you want to freshen that up, you could make a full roster of players. You've got lots of slots to use. You can make a full roster of players and get them into there as well. And then there's always the option of putting players from your Become a Legend playthrough into there as well. Lots and lots of options to do that, but like I say, if I start a new Master League on Superstar, then they'll come into effect, and I'm not holding out any hope of actually doing very well in Superstar, because I do find it a big struggle initially, and I find it a struggle anyway because I'm not that good. But yeah, it's an option for a future playthrough anyway. Right, so Season 9 is going to be done. I don't know when at the moment. I'm currently playing. There's a bunch of other games that I've had for a while that I'm trying to play, and I'm enjoying actually. But I will get it done. So I think I've got a few Drive Club videos that I've already put together to get out there. There's not many left now, I don't think. But other than that, PES will return. So yeah, take care.